Alright, we are back for another video. Last week we talked about UV filters, and this week we're going to talk about ND filters. Now, this video is sponsored by absolutely no one. Yeah, not even Squarespace. So I'm not going to waste your time telling you who did not pay me to make this video. But I am going to plug gear-based camera rentals for lending me these variable ND filters for my trip to Hawaii. Now, on to ND filters. ND filters stand for neutral density. And ND filters let you control how much light is going into your camera, commonly known as sunglasses for your lens. I guess I don't really need these anymore. The whole point of the intro was to explain that they were sunglasses for your camera. Having control over how much light goes into your camera also allow you to have more control over your shutter, aperture, and ISO. ND filters are really good for if it's extremely sunny out, or if you want to be creative with your photography, like shooting long exposure or motion blur. Now, here's a photograph of a waterfall that I shot without an ND filter. And here's a shot with an ND filter. It's extremely fun to shoot photographs like this because you can really wow people with your photography. Now, there's two kinds of ND filters, a fixed ND filter and a variable ND filter. Today, I don't have any fixed ND filters because my preference is on variable ND filters, but I am going to explain the difference between the two of them. A single fixed ND filter will allow you to bring the image down one stop at a time. Now, this commonly goes up to about 10 stops, which also means you'll have 10 different filters. They tend to be great quality, but then you're buying multiple filters, spending time swapping out the filters, and also carrying all those filters around. Now, onto variable ND filters. When you use a variable ND, you're twisting the lens to achieve the stop that you want. Variables are convenient and speed up the process, which is great for run and gun work. Why buy a fixed ND filter? I know. But there are some negatives to using variable ND filters. Because of the extra glass in front of it, it can soften your image. Or you can end up with vignetting. This is what vignetting looks like. Another issue you can run in with variables is cross patterns, where you can get dark spots on your lens, or most commonly a dark X. This is the two filters crossing each other. Anything over 5 or 6 stops, you'll start to see these cross patterns. Now, this is where I tell you why you'd want a fixed ND filter or a variable ND filter. Take notes. Depending what you're shooting, if you're shooting for big client projects where you have a lot more time and a bigger budget, I would recommend using fixed ND filters. This is because you have a lot more control over the filters rather than using a variable where at any point it may be inconsistent to what you're working with, and again, that cross pattern issue. If you are going to go with fixed ND filters, then I would recommend looking into step-up rings. This way you can buy one size and use step rings to fit your other lenses. This is something I don't have any experience in, but I know other content creators use them. If you're anything like me where you shoot run and gun travel, documentaries, or events, then I would recommend looking into a variable ND filter. It's quicker, more efficient, and you're packing less filters with you on the go. There are so many options on what you can do with ND filters, and this is just the basic intro to that. If you're unsure if you want fixed or variable ND filters, I'd highly recommend going to your local rental shop, testing them out, and seeing what works best for you before you spend the money. In the end, the choice between fixed or variable is completely personal and up to you and what you shoot and what you want out of your shoot. So, thank you for watching this week. We'll see you next week.